Yes, distinguished Senator VUMEK first.
Thank you, Mr. President. My name is Senator Victor OFR. I represent Anambra Central Senatorial District. Mr. President, my point of order is 42, personal explanation. If you permit me, I'll read. Mr. President, do I go ahead and read?
Please proceed.
Yes. By the indulgence of the Senate and the leave of the President of the Senate, a senator may make a personal explanation, although there may be no question before the Senate. But no controversial matter may be brought forward, nor may debate arise upon the explanation. The terms of the proposed statement shall be submitted in detail to the President of the Senate when his leave to make it is sought. Mr. President, I've approached you this morning with the details of my point of order on personal explanation. With leave, do I proceed?
Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. Distinguished colleagues, yesterday, this Senate approved the President's request for approval for the borrowing plan for 2025-2026 and going forward. In that request, Mr. President, one critical thing that I've always canvassed for in this Senate, with motions upon motions, was the need to reconstruct the Eastern Rail Line by the federal government of Nigeria. I recall that in one occasion, 35 senators in this chamber co-sponsored one of such motions. And Mr. President, in each occasion, you have always expressed the need to consider the motion and the prayers. And the prayers have always been approved. Mr. President, I also recall that in 2025, when the President submitted his budget proposals to this Senate, during the second reading of that budget, I raised an observation that the Eastern Rail Line was not included in the legacy projects that the President will execute. I recall that the DSP presiding that they told me to wait for the breakdown. And when the breakdown is released, that I can now make a case. Well, the budget was discussed and referred to the committee. On the day the budget was to be passed, during the closed-door session, I raised the same issue, that the Eastern Rail Line was not accommodated in the 2025 budget. You magnanimously approved that I should raise it when we reverted to plenary, that even though it was for the budget to be passed, which will not allow for any debate, they would like me to raise the same issue. I did during the plenary by magnanimity, and you sitting there promised that there was merit in that agitation or in that observation. You promised that you will take it up with Mr. President along with the leadership so that this Eastern Rail Line will be addressed once and for all. I was just for happy, Mr. President, that when the request for $21 billion loan was submitted to the Senate, the Eastern Rail Line was now accommodated. $3 billion was provided for the reconstruction of the Eastern Rail Line. And yesterday, the Senate, during the session, approved the request. It now paves way for that Eastern Rail Line to be reconstructed. I feel so happy about this because I've always canvassed here that anything we shall do in Nigeria, we should carry parts of Nigeria along. This Eastern Rail Line that has now the prospect of being reconstructed will be a very good development, particularly in line with the sentiments of the people of the Southeast Zone. So on this note, I want to thank Mr. President, who has promised that he will do this during his visit to the Southeast in January 4th precisely. Our stakeholders raised the same issue with him, and he promised that he will address it. So in keeping with this promise, this cry of the people of this zone, and indeed all the users of the Eastern Rail Corridor, starting from Port to Maiduguri, including Bauchi, everywhere, they are now happy that this is going to be done. So on this note, I thank Mr. President, and also thank you, Mr. Senate President, for joining me in leading this struggle on behalf of the people using this corridor. Thank you very much, and may God bless you. Thank you.
Yes, I believe strongly that the voice of the people is the voice of God.